Yeah, baby, we're starting the podcast right now. We're back, you know what, dude, live. Welcome, everybody, to the show.
YKWD.
I started social media and podcasting. The fact, the YKWD podcast.
YKWD's back again.
Old school, back in the day, where it all started, before them all.
YKWD.
This podcast is so fun and crazy. It has no rules.
Shut up, you're ruining this.
Where's the bandana, man?
Sorry, it's a comedy podcast. This isn't NPR.
That's what this podcast does.
Is there any better show? This is the original. All right, what's up, everybody? It's me, Robert Kelly. We are not at the Comedy Cellar Studios above the world-famous Comedy Cellar. We are live at Skankfest in one of the podcast studios. It's new here at Skankfest, where they have the studios where we can do the podcast, so we took full advantage, and we went big. Yeah, sure, we could have got Mike Cannon, Brendan Sagalow, maybe even Mike Feeney, but we didn't. We went big.
You went skank. You went all skank.
I went full. I went somebody who should be at Skankfest. Carrot Top,
Yeah,
everybody.
man, what's
Carrot
happening?
Top. Now, here's the question, bro. First of all, I'm a fan for a long time.
Thank you.
I don't know if I should call you Scott or like people call me Bob, but people don't like me. They call me Robert.
Yeah.
I have like Rob, Robert,
Rob,
Bobby,
Bobby, yeah.
Bobby with an IE,
Yeah,
Bobby,
hey, Bobby.
That's late
Yeah.
night. But like, what do you?
I get Scott or I get Scotty, and only a handful of people call me Scotty, but Scott.
You like Scott?
Yeah.
So if someone calls you Carrot Top, that's somebody on the street,
Right. You're like,
Does it bug
they call
you?
you Scott. You're like, oh, they owe them money. They might know government. There might be government.
But Carrot Top.
It's just what I went with. I don't know. It's a blessing and a curse, as you know, Bobby. And I just picked it. I thought of it, and then it happened, and I was stuck, and I couldn't switch out of it. So
Yeah, but dude,
Carrot Top, it's good.
But it's.
I mean, it was going to be Queen Latifah, and then
I'm glad you didn't pick that.
I know.
I'm glad you didn't pick that. Queen Latifah was already picked by.
No,
the way.
not at the time. I don't think it was.
You were before Queen
I could have had
Latifah.
Queen Latifah. I had
That's
actually
right.
written it
I was
down.
going to pick P. Diddy. I'm glad I didn't pick that.
That was my third. Yeah,
that was your third one.
Yeah.
Dude, you've been in Vegas for how long? 25 years?
Oh yeah, I was 30. Yeah, 30 years. Yeah.
fucking years. So you're on TV. You blow up. Now you blew up in comedy at the boom. There was a boom.
Yeah, there was a big boom, and it's kind of like what's happening now in a sense. There's a lot of comedy booming right now. I think it's really making a huge comeback. It reminds me of when I started.
Right.
All the young comics that are doing the roasts and all these guys, and I watch. Oh my God, I never heard of them. I never get to see them.
Right.
And they're really funny, and there's a whole bunch of them that are really coming up right now. Which
Yeah,
is
like
a
the
good
early
time.
90s, something
Yeah.
happened with comedy, Evening at the Improv, Comedy Spotlight, all these comedy shows.
I got right in on that too, right on the cusp.
Right, and
I
you
was
blew
very-
up.
Yeah, real lucky. I came in and it was right at the end of the boom, and I got I had this unique act and the thing and a look, and it just I was lucky to be at the right place at the right time for sure. You know.
And then when you blew up, you touring all. Were you doing clubs or were you just going?
Oh,
right to
everything from clubs to colleges to,
How do you do a club?
concerts
Dude?
and-
How do you do a club back in the day with all your shit?
I would jam it in there, man. I'd have more props than people.
Did you have just you, or did you have a big van? Did you have to do it yourself?
Carrot Top and the Pips. We'd have my the
Pips?
dancers behind me. No, I just have me and my. I mean, the show has now evolved into a production, so now I've got a crew of people like a lighting guy, and a sound guy, and a prop guy.
You
and
have a massive crew because I've seen.
It's a
behind
bigger
the
show
scenes.
than when I was on I was in the clubs, but it was always kind of had its moment to be a big show. Like I would have strobe lights and fog machines, even back when I'd play clubs, and a little foot pedal that my dad made for me, and I would just sit there and I'd hit the smoke machine and the music and the fog, and
Right.
the club owners were like, "What the fuck is this?" And I'm like, "It's a comedy club, though. I know, but you have it's like not Kiss, like a Motley Crue." I said, "That's what I want it to be. I didn't want it to be just me standing with a microphone. Hey, you just worried about me, I'm a parent, yeah, your kids." And I said, "No, we need strobe lights and I need shit. I want it to be like a rock and roll
You want
kind
to
of
be different.
experience." Yeah,
You wanted to do what you were doing.
and it fit the show because I had all the visuals and the props and the music. So it just kind of evolved into kind of what it is now.
It must have been hard though to play. I mean, to go into a club back in the day when you're starting, to like where you are now, or even when you popped, you have people who help you, people who do this. So when you was doing your club thing, you're showing up by yourself. You got to go there early. You got to set up. You're like a band.
Absolutely. Yeah, I would get there at 2 or 3 in the afternoon, set up my stuff, go back to the hotel, take a nap, go back and do the show. They clean it up, go out, have
pack it up?
drinks with whoever, and then pack it up and go to the next game. I'm back in, again, I say my heyday, but literally when I was doing so much like colleges and whatnot and clubs, I would do a college in the morning at like the cafeteria.
Yeah.
And then that night I'd drive all the way to the, let's say, University of Tennessee and go to your event center, and it'd be like 10,000 people, and then get in a car in the morning and go to a cafeteria and do it in front of 20 people, and then go to a theater that night with 1,200 people. It was unbelievable.
Well, colleges back in the day, people don't know, before colleges got real woke.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I mean, you couldn't do stand-up at colleges now. You'd be fucking,
no.
You'd be driven off the campus. But when we came up,
They'd put me in one of my own boxes.
when we came up, though, colleges was money.
Oh, yeah.
NACA, remember NACA?
No, of course it was. That saved my whole life. That was my career, NACA.
Yeah, because I didn't do clubs when I first started at colleges.
Right.
And you just tour the country.
Right.
I actually lost feeling in these two fingers right here because I would have to drive.
Right.
I would
Literally,
drive
yeah,
in
same.
the winter
Right.
to these colleges, come in, do a show in the afternoon in front of a spinning pie wheel.
Yeah.
In front of
Yes,
20
indeed.
people.
Yeah, literally. I know.
And then drive
people
that night.
People have no idea that happens. I don't know if these young comics coming up are having to do what we did.
No.
I really don't. I mean,
No.
I would stand on a breezeway. That was one of the best ones. So I said, "Where the fuck's the stage?" And they said, "Right here." And I'm like, it was in the middle of a breezeway, the size of my cell phone. And people were walking to and from class, and I'm standing on this box, barking and so I think I stood on it for about 30 seconds, then I said, "I'm not doing it." And I got in the car and left, and I got like written up from NACA and everything because I just decided not to do the show, and
I wish I had that
and
balls.
it was the guy that was the president head of NACA, happened to be at this school in Kentucky.
Oh, shit.
And I get to the next gig, and they're like, "What happened at the lunch gig?" And I'm like, "Fucking stupid." I walked, what idiot would book that? And she's like, "That's the owner of NACA. He's the president of NACA." I'm like, "The booked it?" He goes, "That's his college." I'm like, "Well, he's a fucking moron for
He
doing
is,
that."
yeah.
So
Dude, I did a college in the afternoon. I think it was 12 o'clock, and they were doing tests. And I'm up there doing my horse shit.
Yeah.
And a kid looked up with his pen, just, "Hey, dude, can you stop?
yeah, can you stop trying to?
I got to get this
I'm
test
trying
done."
to cheat off this guy next to me, and it's
I was like, "Dude, I'm contracted for 40 minutes.
Yeah.
I got 8 minutes left."
Yeah.
And I just went la 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 la. I looked at my watch. I was like, "I'm out."
Yeah.
I would never walk
I hope
away.
these young comics today have that. I mean, really, honestly,
Well, now,
it
dude,
makes you, it makes you grow. Now they have the internet and they have the
It's
thing
easier.
sources, so
It's
they
a
do the
little
right.
easier
They
now.
do
It's
things.
easy, dude. We
they
had a-
show up at a big theater, and there's thousands of people there to see
They
them.
can do one TikTok or one
Right,
little
right.
crowd work video, and they get 3 million people.
Literally, yeah.
And they're selling out a club, and they have 20 minutes of material. God bless it.
Right.
But the boom is a little different.
Yeah, we say that. God bless them, but we're like, fuck these
yeah,
people.
fucking losers.
Yeah.
Isn't it
Yeah, good for them. Yeah, good for them.
Yeah,
Not
God, I mean,
really.
it's great. These kids are great, but fuck them. No, but we had a fucking, we were road dogs.
Right.
We were gone for
Literally
months.
road dogs.
Yeah,
in fact, when I got the gig in Vegas, I turned it down because I was a road guy, and they asked if I'd do the residency, and I remember saying, "It's like a desk job. It's like being I'm a 9 to 5. I get to be there every night in the same theater." No. So I turned it down, and then they talked me into it, and I did just a in and out kind of a semi residency.
Yeah.
And then I go back on the road and do my gigs, and that was perfect. And then they came in Luxor and said, "We want full time."
Yeah.
You're the name of the hotel. And I was really reluctant to do it, but then now looking back on it 19 years ago, I'm like, man, it's the best decision I ever made.
Your show is made for Vegas.
Yeah.
Your show is made to, I think of Vegas, you think of certain people. You're one of them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I've been here long enough. I guess I am kind
Well,
of.
I mean, but even when you came here, dude, your show is meant to have a crew.
That's
your
how.
show is
Yeah,
meant to.
that's how I got into the Vegas. I was doing Regis and Kathy Lee. Remember that show?
Yeah, I remember you did it.
And I did it a lot of times. And we just talked about this last night. This old guy walks over to me after the taping. He says, "That was phenomenal." And I said, "Oh, I think he's like a producer for the show." I said, "Oh, great." He's like, where do you find all this stuff? And I said, "What stuff?" Like all these. I said, "I make them." He said, "You make all this stuff?" And I said, "Yeah, that's what makes it like. I don't go find it in a fucking dumpster. I make it. I create it. It's visual. It's props that I've created. I didn't just find a trash can and did something.
You think of something.
But and then sometimes I think of something, find the prop. Sometimes I find the prop, make the thing. But or a joke like comics do. But he just said, "You must kill in Vegas." And I said, "I've never played Vegas." And he said, "You're kidding me." I said, "No." He says, "You are Vegas." And I said, "Well,"
Yeah.
he said, "If I get you a gig, will you take it?" And I said, I'm a whore. Sure, I'll take the gig. He gave me his card. I call it, and that's Kathy Lee.
You're just in a hallway
It was
at a
Kathy
college.
Lee Gifford's agent, manager.
Yeah.
So they said, "How did you get?" I said, So he booked Kathy Lee Gifford's manager agent booked me at Bally's 30 years ago at just like Catch a Rising Star, like a little club in Bally's.
Yeah.
And that was it. I am. And they were like, "You are Vegas. You're Vegas. You got to be Vegas."
Well, Vegas is. I mean, dude.
You sit. You got to do Trump. You got to do.
Is that your
It's hard
Trump?
not to sit. I do a whole stupid.
You have the
thing.
same hair.
Yeah, we do. We do. I was on that exact show with him, by the way. This is funny. I was on with Trump, and I'd come out and I said to the audience, "This is great. I'm finally on a show where I don't have the stupidest hair." And everybody laughed, and Trump looked over at me, and he said, "Touch it." And I said, "What? Touch my hair?" And I said, "What?" And he made me, it's all on video, he made me touch his hair. And he said, "Now tell the crowd." And I said, tell the crowd that it's real." I said, "I never said it wasn't real. I said it was stupid."
Yeah.
Like, I didn't say it wasn't real. I just said I don't have stupid
Dude, that
hair.
was his thing though. When he had that hair.
He was very nice to me, but it was it was crazy.
Well, when
But there was a lot of people there. Lots and lots.
Dude, I first came to Vegas, dude, I was so excited. I did the Riv.
Yeah.
Back in the day, people
Yeah.
know Vegas has changed a lot for stand-up, right?
Yeah, sure.
Now they have clubs and the Comedy Cellar, Wise Guys, and you come in, you do a weekend or you do a few.
Right.
But when I came here, I was so excited to get the Riv. Vegas is
Right.
massive. This is historic. This is legendary. You play
Absolutely.
Vegas, you're a comedian. I didn't understand the 2 show a night, 3 on Friday, 3 on. I think it was 16 shows.
Yes, there was at the
By
River.
the end of the fucking week, I wanted to hang myself.
Yeah.
Because it was show after show
Yeah, no,
after show after show.
I used to go
it's
see 'em.
work, man.
Yep.
It's fucking work.
I used to go see a lot of my friends there, and I would say, "How many fucking shows you guys are doing?" He said, "Look, we're doing a show in between a show. Like there's just shows.
Yeah,
I mean,
show.
Unbelievable." And I do one.
Yeah.
Because that's all I want to do. They
Right.
would love me to do 2, but I'm not doing just one. Is all I wanted. That's all anyone should do.
Yeah, but your show, I mean, listen, your show is an event. I mean, I've watched your show. I follow you on Instagram. I followed you for a while. I loved your Instagram stories. You're out of your fucking mind. I know this thing that you did.
Yeah.
This,
I don't know where I came up with
I
that
like it,
stupid
though.
thing, but now I don't even know I'm doing
I do it to my wife. It
I don't even know
annoys
I'm
her.
doing it. I do it the show. I'm like, I said, "Now this." Like, I don't know. Like,
But you know,
that's my Carlin. That's my,
like this,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
But you started this thing. When you started, has it got to a point where you're like, all right, this is great, this is epic. You're a superstar. You're in Vegas. You're a superstar. You're everybody knows you. You're getting treated like a king. Was there a point where you're like, I'm out? Like I got to get out of here. I got to go do so. Oh, has it always been
I
like,
haven't
you know
had
what?
that moment yet. But
That's great.
Thanks. Now I'm thinking about it.
Well, because dude, you like you said, dude, it's golden handcuffs, right?
Yeah,
You're working.
Good way to put it. Yeah.
You're working all the time. Like I just got a gig with Big J August on the Bonfire, where it's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. We do 4 shows. It's awesome. I love it.
Right.
But what we do is we're somewhere every night, different. We're
Right.
traveling. We're going to, that road thing where it's like
Right.
we have this new experience
Yeah.
all the time. And you know what? You can say no. You can not work for a week or 2, blah, blah, blah. When you get a job like where this is like a residency or a radio gig or something like that, it's awesome. You love it, but it is,
You're in.
it's a
Yeah.
job.
I said it's a desk job. You got to clock in every night.
you got to clock in every night.
Every night. And yeah, as you know, and I always found that fun in showbiz, most shows, and whether rock and roll or comedy, whatever, it's usually 8:00 show.
Right.
That'd be a normal thing, unless, like you said, you go to the river, it starts at say 7, 8, 9, 10 o'clock. But 8:00 show for an average for everybody. So your day starts, and you have to be you're already ready, getting ready for the show all day.
Yeah.
Right. You have lunch, but you're still thinking of the show, and then
Thinking of the show, yeah.
all of a sudden it's 3:00. You go to the gym a little bit, and you look at the clock for now. I got to go in to do like a sound check, then meet and greet, and then it's 8:00. So while my friends are drinking and going to barbecues and watching football and having fun, I'm like, no, I'm doing a sound check at 5:00 in the afternoon. So
Now, have you gotten, because I know every job that I've had, I started out really like there early, doing everything, and then you slowly.
I still have to get there for all that. I make myself get in there like a pro. Look, I get there at 5 every night.
It's not like you got it down, walk in.
No,
headset,
I just like
walk
getting
right
there
out.
and doing my sound. I never did, comedy. The comics need sound checks because I usually come up with something in my sound check. I'll we just gave the Diddy joke last night. I said, fuck, and we have time to kind of do it or give it a little bit of chance to rehearse something if it's something
Because
new.
you're doing stand up. You're doing
Oh
stand
yeah,
up because
tons of, the show's almost 70% now stand up, then
Yeah.
props. Yeah, it's a
you're
lot.
doing
It's
stand up
evolved
because you're
into it.
always that show is most people they'll come to Vegas or not. It's fine, it's great, but it's the show you'll see all the time. Every time you come, that's the show you're going to see. But your show's
Yeah, you
different.
gotta
you're writing
change
you're
it.
writing stuff all the time.
Yeah,
with-
you got to change it
it's
like
topical.
every top. I mean, I have a Trump golf club with mirrors on it, so we can keep an eye out for people trying to shoot him, and it kills. It's like people tried this, done. There's one right there, but they love it. I mean, it's because it's just making fun of the the thing. Not making fun of getting shot, but it's people expect it, and then if they don't, I'm saying this is my job. I'm supposed to make a Trump prop with mirrors on it.
Well, because when a joke doesn't work, because I seen a joke
Yeah.
flop,
Yeah.
and you just throw it and you say something.
Yeah, so
and
it's fucking topical, people. I just made this an hour ago. The glue's still wet on this goddamn thing. But I love the being topical. That's one thing as a comic. If I went to see a comedy show,
Yeah.
I love watching comics, and I'm like, this guy's doing something like right from today's headline.
Yeah.
It's very smart and hard work. You know?
I don't do that. But
No.
listen, the thing is,
We know. I was just name dropping because we had a guy at our show last night, and he was telling me that before when they sing, before the show, we know rock stars, right?
Yeah.
And so, of course they warm their voices up. I know enough bands and people that or they go in and they do the little warm up set before they go out on the big stage. Everyone does it, right? Hagar, everybody. This guy says he warms his voice up for 2 hours before the show.
Yeah.
Every show.
Yeah.
Smashing Pumpkins.
Yeah, I couldn't do it.
He gets there for 2 hours
Yeah.
and goes, all the shit that you do in voice lessons. But I'm like, that impressed me. I'm like, that guy, he doesn't just show up with out of his limo with his hookers and blow like
to
I
me-
do. He gets there early.
You don't do blow.
Rehearses and does. No, I don't do hookers and
No,
blow.
you don't blow.
I don't actually. People always think I'm such a drug guy. Like, yeah, fuck, drug. I said, I've never done drugs. I'm like,
You've never done drugs.
No.
I've been sober for 38 years.
Yeah.
I don't do drugs either. I
Yeah,
don't drink.
I
don't do
did, even
drugs.
back then I did. I mean, I don't want to sound like Gene Simmons, but I never did drugs. I never did. Nothing. Never.
But how did you avoid?
Oh, you had a bot, and I never had a beer. Never had a beer. Well, stop it. Never had a beer. Never seen one. Can't spell it.
Is that Gene Simmons?
It's by Gene Simmons. Yeah. So you need to come up with something that's yes.
That's every president too.
That's every. It's my Donald Trump doing Gene Simmons. Now there's lots and lots.
But
Gene has gone about.
How come this thing like prop comedy? There's no new prop.
They ruined the shot for an hour. Now are you moving them?
First of all, we thought you were going to do something with it.
Oh yeah, I was gonna juggle them.
We thought you were going to make it into something. Dude, how come prop comedy? When I was coming up in the 90s, I remember being on the road with guys, and they had props. There was a bunch of prop guys around. They'd have, come in with their box stuff, and they'd do stuff, and I always loved it. I fucking loved, that they pill something out and do something.
Yeah.
And it's this. It's
Yeah.
fast.
Yeah.
I mean, the jokes are quick. It's like I tell stories. So one of my jokes can be 7 minutes, but to do a prop that you have to keep going. You can't. You do the joke. You tell a bit. You sell it. And you go on to the next thing. It's very fast. But that genre has seemed to die. Like I don't see. There's nobody doing.
I know. We talk about that almost every time I do one of these shows. They'll say, "Where's the ne's Carrot Top?" And I said, "There doesn't want to be one."
Why?
Because I got so much shit, and people are like, I don't want to go through that shit he did.
You think?
I don't know. Or maybe it is. It's a genre that's, there will be another prop guy eventually coming around that hopefully does it in a different style. Like when I did my style was completely different than, I love that shirt, Gallagher. So I not only I was admired him, but mentored by him in a lot of ways. He and I were really good friends, and I would throw jokes by him and ask him. But I always did something that was different than him. It's like when you do, and Carlin, I studied Carlin, and I do things in my show that are so, like, people say, you remind him. I said, because the bit that I do is how you reference it. Like, Johnny Carson always looked over at Ed.
Yeah.
If you watch, I just did a clip of the night on my Instagram, and I don't even know I'm doing it, but I do this whole thing where I even have my hand in my pocket, and I kind of reference over to my. And I'm just doing Johnny. I don't know. There's a guy over there, but I'm not really it's a move that just is so comfortable. Like, I said the song was the new joke. I just put it in last night. It was a Rod Stewart song. Here's a song. How did this make it on the radio? And it says, "Spread your wings and let me come inside you." And I'm like, well, that's subtle. And I look over to my guy. I go, "That's subtle." Huh? I just do that move that he would do. And it's like a prom song, right?
Yeah.
Look back at it, but I don't even know I'm doing it. But that's something that I learned from watching Johnny Carson. And then when I do my little thing, I like that. I didn't want to take Carlin's. So he always says, people are like, right in the fucking head. I didn't want to do that. So I do this thing, that became my signature.
Right.
But not even knowing it. It just all of a sudden one day he's like, you do that a lot.
Yeah.
And I said, I know.
Yeah, I think it's like I feel like there's always somebody coming up right behind somebody.
Yeah, but we're waiting for the next prop guy. I mean, again, I got a lot of shit for being, and not really as much Gallagher, because Gallagher was actually, like I said, was a fan of mine and loved what I did, to a degree. And he also said I'm shit. But
he said you're shit.
Well, we had a little fight back in the day.
But he seemed like at the end,
we got it cleared up.
It seemed like at the end he went a little fucking crazy.
Yeah, he did. But he was so brilliant. God damn, if you people go, and I'd say the young comics now, I'd say go watch Gallagher's stand-up specials in the 80s. You'll lose your mind. These comics have no idea that Gallagher had such great stand-up. Stand-up.
He had,
and then he started doing all the props. Actually, it was just, keep doing the stand-up, because the props were kind of, he would jump on a couch, but his stand-up, if you listen to his words, were brilliant.
Yeah.
And that's what he told me one day when he was mad at me. He said, "You know what is dumb about you?" And I said, "What?" This is not a joke. He said, "You stole the stupid shit. You didn't steal my smart shit."
Oh, really?
And I said, "I didn't steal any of your shit." And he goes, "Yeah, you did." I said, "No, I didn't." He says, "You should have just taken the smart shit," which meaning the words and the stand-up. But that would have been stupid, wouldn't it? Like, you're doing Gallagher. You can't. So now I try to do
that was a
Gallagher-ish joke, right?
Yeah.
But we made up since. I mean, we did.
Well, he's
but
dead.
I know we're now. I mean, we did before he died.
Oh, okay, good.
I'm supposed to call him. I'm supposed to call him after this to tell him how it went.
Yeah, he's not around.
But call should go great. But I asked him all the time, advice on something, and he would text me back just one. I said, "Hey, what do you think of this joke?" Or I said, "Come to the show and help me again," because he would come and just destroy me and say everything was horrible. Everything was horrible. And so he'd come, and I said, "Hey, I need to come, watch the show and critique it again." And he said, Joe Coy. That's what I still haven't. That's the last text Gallagher sent me.
What?
And I know when I said Joe Coy, that's a comic. I guess he meant go watch him. Like he thought that's.
Yeah, he was definitely losing his mind.
But
I'm kidding. Joe Coy. Okay.
No, Joe Coy. I've never met him actually, but
He's actually coming in right now. Joe?
No, that's awesome. Well, I didn't say anything bad about him. I just Gallagher said I think Gallagher was saying Joe Coy meaning watch him.
Yeah, but dude,
that's
your thing is totally fucking different than that. Your thing is no one's done it. I mean, I never thought of you and Gallagher, but you did. I remember when we were coming up, people would prop comedy, guitar acts, blah blah blah, stand up, very snobby. Stand up is very snobby.
To a degree, though, it's interesting because when you say that stand-ups there were also so many stand-ups that were liked me that you'd only get the press from the ones working the clubs that weren't. But Jay Leno and Bill Maher, Gary Shandling, George Carlin, they were all fans of mine. So you would get all this shit from whatever, and then you'd be sitting, somewhere and Mel Brooks would come over to me at a restaurant and say, "You're fucking the best," and you just like, what? Yeah. And then you think all the guys that said I'm shit. I'm like, Mel Brooks thought I was funny. So you just always consider the source. You have to take
talent
those.
Isn't afraid of talent.
Yeah, but you know what I mean.
That's my saying. I thought
but
you'd like
took
that more.
I know I did.
I thought you'd I thought you'd be like, wow.
No, I was
you'd
good.
Be like,
I
dude,
was
I'm
good.
going to tell Gallagher that one.
No, it's good. No, it was always that consider the source, and it even happened all the way back with when it was all happening when I was young.
Well, yeah, because
anyone wants to be loved, right?
Well, dude, everyone wants to be loved, but dude, you flew past everybody. You were famous overnight.
But it wasn't overnight. I was working at strip clubs and colleges, and people.
But us out here, we see all of a sudden this guy's fucking.
Well, no, for sure. And again, like I said, I was lucky in the timing of when I got into the. I got that first TV show, and it was like, oh my God, this is made for television. I used to say to the Tonight Show, when I used to do the Tonight shows and all those shows. They said, Johnny Carson said, I went and auditioned for the show, and they said, it was great. Wow, just tremendous, but Johnny's not going to put you on. And I said, why? He says he doesn't like variety. And I remember this is like 35 years ago. I mean, well, literally. And I said, what? And they said, yeah, he doesn't like variety. What the fuck is the Tonight Show? It's variety. Everything he does, from Karnak to the fucking throwing the knives to the, it was all variety. Even him, even the whole thing was, everything was variety.
Yeah.
He just, they said no, and he didn't like. I mean, Steve Martin was on there. There was a few people, but Steve did his arrow in the, but other than that, he never had a lot of. He didn't like magicians. He didn't like. Yeah. So Carson had his thing against, but I didn't take it personally. But the day Carson left, I was on the Tonight Show the next week. Like right with James. I mean, the star is still there, the blue seats are still there, and it's like, wow, kind of on Carson.
Yeah, that's great. I did Jimmy Fallon once, and I fucking did mediocre as a stand-up. I think it's weird too, because back in the day, you do Carson, you do Leno, Letterman, you're famous.
Well, back in the day, absolutely.
Back in the day, I mean, nothing against, but the Late Show, late night TV, does it?
Well, now it's not going to do anything for you. You could do 70. Well, whoever's doing it now, whoever's doing the.
Well, you got Kimmel, you got who I love, Jimmy Fallon, who's the best guy in the world. But you don't
you don't launch it. I don't think. You don't come launch it off.
No, very few people.
People do more on a TikTok. You said earlier, like a TikTok would get more than a late night show.
You do a crowd work set on TikTok. A minute set, and that can blow you the fuck up.
Yeah.
Millions of people to follow you, which is kind of sad to me, because I always thought, like, back in the day, you had these milestones in your career. Vegas was one of those milestones. You play Vegas, you're a legit comedian. To get on the Tonight Show, the Letterman, you're a stand-up comic.
Well, that's exactly how I feel about it back then. Back then,
and now
I was like, I got on the Tonight Show. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Like I made it.
Yeah, and now it's. Whatever you get on Joe Rogan, you made it, which is a weird.
I did Joe Rogan, and it was tremendous fun. It's funny because I remember the day they said you want to do it, and I was like, does he like me? Like, am I getting myself into something horrible? I don't know.
Because you're here, right? When you're
I don't know. Joey said he knew me before. I don't remember meeting before, but he, I was like, I'm not gonna go in and get fucking butt fucked, and Joe Rogan, and they were asking me to come on, and then once someone sent me a clip of Gilbert Gottfried on Joe Rogan, and they were just going on and on about me, but loving, like that guy is brilliant. That guy's the best. I mean, that guy is the best. And I'm like, oh shit, okay, I'll go. So I show up, and it was beyond great. I mean, he loved me, but I didn't know prior to him. Like, am I gonna walk in and go, so what the fuck is this? Shit. What is this? Yeah, Howard Stern did that to me.
Yeah, because
he didn't fuck me over. Same thing. But they kind of do a little weird thing with Stern when you did it back in the day. They put you in this little room about the size of this table. I mean, literally. Yeah. I'm there, me and my PR person, my agent, someone, and they put you in the room. There's a little speaker, and you can hear the show live as they're talking. And he's like, I got Carrot Top now. Is Carrot Top's out in the thing? The fuck's his deal? And I'm like. And they're just going on. He's like kind of a strange-looking guy, isn't he? And they're just going on about how I'm weird. And then she says something like, "Well, no, I think he's kind of he's got muscles and he works out. He's got all." Anyway, so now they're trying to they're kind of both ways. They're kind of tearing me up but bringing me down and all that, tearing me down. And finally, go, "Well, bring him in." Like fuck, tail between your legs, and you kind of walk in and hi, and it's instant like, "Well, Jesus Christ, fucking Carrot Top. Yeah, look at this." Yep. Fucking rock star. Yep. Fuck, you're automatic. Yeah, handsome. You got fucking muscles. Jesus Christ, you look great. And I said, I know, don't I? I'm just fucking. I said, I look fucking great. He's like, no, you really are. Like, geez, look at that. And Robin's like, he's so beautiful. And he's like, you got a big dick, don't you? Yeah. And I said, yes. And he says, I can tell you do. And I said, why? He says, because you just said it how you said it. You're so confident. You have a big dick. I said, I do have a big dick. That we're going to talk about. We can talk about my dick.
Well, that's one of my
questions.
And
he was like, yeah. But it was just, it went great. And I didn't know it was going to be great.
I have a picture of it.
Yeah, I have a picture of my dick, too. I think everyone has a picture of my dick.
I don't know. I have a picture of your dick. I don't have a picture of my dick. Yeah. That's the last thing I want. My dick, you have to put certain lighting on.
Yeah, right.
And it takes around 20 minutes.
And you have a little zoom on it.
I have to do this. Yeah. I have to lie flat so the fat where my pubes are sinks down, so that I can get all of my penis.
I think I have seen your cock. Hold on a second. I remember that one.
Get your wardrobe on point with True Classic. Designed to accentuate your best features, True Classic shirts are tailored for a perfect fit, snug in the arms and chest with just the right amount of room in the midsection. They even sell t-shirts, hoodies, jeans, and more in 3, 6, or 9 packs. So you'll never have to stress about what to wear. I tell you guys about this all the time. Look at, man, none of us have Brad Pitt stomachs from Fight Club. It's not going to happen. All right? You're in shape. You're a little chubby. You have a little pop, whatever. These t-shirts, it's all I wear. The V-necks, the crew necks, I have them all. I have so many. I usually get the 9-pack now because they're the best. They fit up top nice and snug. Your arms, your shoulders, your chest looks good. And then it hangs down a little. Gives a little more room in the belly section so you don't have to stretch your t-shirts out like a sundress. The jeans, I'm wearing them right now. They're great. They fit. They have stretch. They feel comfortable. They're awesome. I have the sweatpants. I have the hoodie. I have it all. And I'm telling you, I don't care what shape you're in. If you're a dude, get True Classic. All their clothing is made to mix and match, so getting dressed in the morning can finally be quick and easy. They even have 100% perfect fit guarantee, a super easy return. Okay, that's it. 100% and super easy to return if you don't like it, but you will. You won't return them. It's all I own. It's time to look and feel your best with True Classic. Right now, you can unlock big savings when you bundle items site-wide. Just go to my exclusive link at trueclassic.com/dude to save. That's trueclassic.com/dude. Shop now and elevate your wardrobe today. You went through shit for your act too, and then I remember you went through shit because you got in shape.
Yeah.
Because you went from a little guy, right?
I'm still actually I was at the doctor yesterday. I weigh 160. So
yeah, but you went from regular looking dude when you first started, right?
Right.
And then you got shredded, and people were giving you shit for being shredded, and I was like, this doesn't even make sense.
Yeah, I know. I
so
thought
the
that was
guy
weird,
is
yeah.
healthy,
Yeah.
exactly what we all want to be. He went and got ripped. He looks fantastic.
Again, I never understood that one. That was so weird. People were just like, "What the fuck?" And I'm like, and it was as big as this is it. They think they would do drawings of me and cartoon things on
Right.
Cartoon Network, whatever cartoon, Family Guy or whatever the fuck it was,
Right.
and have this guy just roided. I'm like, gee, that's not what I look like. It's
Right.
like I have muscles. I don't look like
But when
Joe
did you-
Piscopo. I mean, I leaned
Joe
out.
got
I
the
leaned
same
out.
thing. Jim-
Well, he went into like
He
fucking
did,
monster
he did.
mode. I
He was
didn't ever went to
smelling Sundays
monster
on a
mode.
plane
Yeah,
and shit.
yeah,
which
no.
I get, but
I just worked out. I did some sit-ups. I did some curls.
And when, well, you look fantastic.
I look great.
And and for a redhead, you're probably the best looking redhead out there. Redheads, it's a mixed thing.
There's not a lot.
There's not. Gingers. There's not a lot.
No.
There's not a lot.
Me and Reba. That's it.
And I got a lot of redheads in my family.
Yeah,
no
do you?
offense, but yeah, I do. But yeah, when I didn't understand that, I'm like, so you guys I remember dude, you see Carrot Top? He's shredded. I'm like, what, is that a bad
I know. I never
thing?
understood that either. Like,
didn't
is it bad? But that's you guys see Carrot Top, let himself go to shit. That's it's either that. See, if I let myself go to shit and I'm just really fat
There's
fuck,
no winning.
then you lose there. And you take care of yourself. You're like, geez, God, look at this guy's fucking in shape. Like, what do you want me to be?
There's nothing. Here's the thing, and it's worse now because back in the day, you would hear hums of it. But now with Instagram or social media, I'll be having a fantastic day. I'll be wake up, my kid, I love you, Dad, and my wife, hey, honey, here's some eggs. I'm like, I'm doing pretty good. And then you go on fucking Twitter, and then it's just like, and they're saying what I think. My
Right.
insecurities,
Right.
Because
Yeah.
I'm a fucking I'm in my head all the time. So they're actually saying stuff that I've talked to myself.
Right.
That's not true. No, that's not. This
Yeah.
is that's in your head.
Right.
And then somebody says it, you're like, oh God, it's real. What I think of myself is real. Oh, and it's like, fuck me, dude. I actually can't even look at it anymore. I can't.
No, I don't. I think one of the last ones I thought was pretty funny. I have a house in Florida, and I was there on vacation. Someone gave me a Rolling Stones towel, but it was in the shape of it, like the tongue. So it was like a die-cut towel, and it was just beautiful and big, and I'm a big Stones fan. So I was in the pool, and I had it laid out on the water. Like I said, look at this fucking towel one of my fans
saw it.
gave me. Goddamn right.
Yeah.
It's just my pool, my towel, and I have like not a Speedo. I have like normal shorts on. Like
They're
it's
short.
Like, yeah, they're short, but they're not. It's not. So everyone's like, and the how just boom, boom, boom.
Yeah.
Everyone's like, dude, look at your comments. I don't look at those anyhow, right?
Yeah.
I have some people look at them, and they're really bad. They take. Yeah. But I said, what? I'm like on the plane flying back, and I just for shits looked at. It. I'm like, what the fuck? People like, right away, clean your fucking pool. There's not a leaf in it.
That's funny though.
Like first of all, clean your fucking pool and put on a goddamn bathing suit. I'm like, I do. I was like, I was in the up to my. I do have a bathing. I mean, I'm famously known for wearing a Speedo on my boat, but this particular picture, I'm in an actual bathing.
You're in a bathing
trunk.
Suit. But you put. I'm going to say this to you, Steve.
Scott.
Listen.
Damn it.
I'm kidding.
Billy.
I'm fucking kidding,
Bert.
dude. I'm kidding. You don't get. I'm fucking with. Listen, dude.
It doesn't matter. Fuck.
No,
it's late. It's late. It's almost noon.
Dude, you can get trashed immediately all day long, and people, dude, the fact that he was like, your pool's dirty
It
is
was literally
psychotic.
clean. It's never been cleaner.
It's fucking psychotic.
Yeah, I know.
You probably had a leaf in it, and some guy was
literally.
looking
you
at your
just have
pool.
a hurricane, clean your fucking pool. I'm like, there's not a leaf in it. I want to say, what are you talking about? But you just go crazy.
It's crazy. I
And
can't
put on a suit. You fucking put a shirt on. I'm like, I'm in the goddamn pool.
put your shirt on. Don't put a shirt on. I like when you don't have your shirt on. It motivates me.
Yeah.
And you do pull your pants down a little bit.
Just a little bit.
You have your V cut, which I admire. I think it's fantastic. I think that you have your little you have your abs, and then here this goes down here.
The cum trails.
To my big cock. You have a big cock.
Huge.
Huge cock.
Huge. People know. Lots of people know.
It's fucked up the way.
Not many. Lots.
But like Vegas. I feel like Vegas now is so different than it used to be. It used to be this place where you came, you got a cheap hotel, they wanted you in the gambling, and you kind of had to dress up, and you felt good about yourself, and and now it's like this part of Vegas. Fremont Street was shitty. You didn't go there. You went downtown. You went to the Luxor. You saw a show. You went to dinner. You walked around, and blah, blah. And now I feel like it's come around with this over here is the fun part. Come down to old Vegas, hang out, have a fucking good time. It's cheaper
That's
over
after
here.
you go to the Luxor, then come down here.
I mean, go see you.
And then come down here.
100% go see you.
But no, Vegas has definitely changed. And when I started here, there wasn't the MGM Grand. I mean, it's they just had built it.
No shit.
Yeah, there wasn't New York. There wasn't City Center. There wasn't the Bellagio. There wasn't
the Sphere now.
There wasn't the Wynn. There wasn't the Encore. Literally nothing.
Nothing down. Yeah.
Caesars was the Caesars and. Yeah, none of those
Caesars,
things.
they had you. You were the first
the,
crazy hotel. Luxor was the first.
Yeah.
What the fuck? How do you build that? With when they first opened that, they had to shoot that light up into the sky. They had to turn it down because it was fucking with planes.
Yeah.
Right? And then they started building. Then they built the Aladdin.
Yeah.
Remember when you I remember walking inside, and I was like, I'm inside, but I'm outside.
That was one of my horrible jokes. I never did it because I never got a laugh. But I said, there's three things you can see from outer space. The Great Wall of China, the Luxor Light, and my cock. And it never worked. I said, I'll take it out.
Did it work right
here?
here?
It worked here, but it never would work in the show. I said,
it's a
three
good
things, the Great Wall of China, the Luxor Light, and my cock. Did you know that?
You have to do it in front of two girls and two autistic kids, and it kills.
It kills. That's how
I know, Mike, you're not autistic. Yeah, but it's definitely changed now. And you live here. You have a place here, and you live in Florida.
Yeah.
You love Florida better?
No, I love both. I mean, I love here because I work and I get to be a rock star, and then I go home and I just be just Joe Schmo and
people in town flip out about you that you live there.
There?
Yeah.
Well, I'm born and raised there, so you still get people that are like, the same people ask.
Yeah.
Yeah. And my favorite thing, literally my favorite thing ever, if you're in show business of any sort, the minute you take a day off, like it'd be a day off, I fly to L.A. to do like a podcast or do a show or do something. I land, go to the hotel, and there'll be one. Literally, you got at the airport, like, oh man, Carrot Top, you're not working anymore. I'm like, no, I just had a show last night. I have a show tomorrow night. I'm on vacation.
Right.
If they see you not on stage or in a setting like this, they think you put. I know I had a show an hour ago. I'm having a drink at a bar.
Right. Yeah.
They always say that. Oh, you're not working anymore.
You're very personal.
Where you been?
You're
okay?
very personal, dude.
You okay? You get that a lot too.
You get there's nothing out in your life. Like I don't know, because like I said, I follow you on Instagram, but I don't know if you're married, you got kids.
Mistreated.
Yeah, dude, you keep it real tight. I mean, your life is real tight. Like, I don't know, like, you live alone?
I don't really do a lot. You probably know my thing. I don't really do a lot of my personal life on anything. I mean, with the exception of doing like things on my Instagram, me and my scooter. I see a snake in the in the lake or something. But I don't talk about my, much. But yeah, I
Is
don't.
your
I don't
family-
get in trouble. I don't really do a lot of. I don't go out a lot. you know.
Is that because of who you are, or you don't?
No, I'm just bored with everything. So I do my show and I go home and watch SportsCenter and pass out.
That's it?
Tonight I'm gonna go watch the end of. I can't see a show because I'm working, but I can see the end of the Smashing Pumpkins. They invited me over since they came to my show.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go over and watch the last 2 or 3 songs.
Because we met
tonight.
before, dude.
Where did we meet?
We met in Boston.
At Boston, at Comedy Connection.
Nope, 25 years ago.
At a comedy club.
Maybe longer. Maybe 30 years ago.
Yeah.
Closer to 30 years ago.
Yeah, Boston.
We met. You were at Lansdowne Street, behind Fenway Park,
Yeah.
at Aerosmith's bar,
Yeah.
Mamakin.
Yeah.
I was there,
Wow.
and you walked in, and I was just starting comedy, and you walked in, and someone said, Carrot Top's here. And I remember you walked by, you had an entourage around. You walked by me, and I was like, hey, hi, I'm Robert. And you were like, hey, man, how you doing? Do you remember?
I think yes. I think I said, I think what I probably told you was, please don't talk to me.
No, dude, I really thought we were going to make a connection.
No, but we didn't. We didn't.
No,
say,
we didn't.
We didn't say anything like I'm doing comedy. I would love that when people say that.
No.
I'm a young comic.
I went, hey, I'm Robert. And you went, yeah.
I've never met a Robert. Good to meet you. My first Robert.
But it's so funny that I remember that to this day. Like, I remember when you walked in.
I do too. I remember it.
What was that? Dude.
I have it in my notes. I was going to ask you about it. It was
You
your
know,
Mama
next to
Kin.
my
Remember Mama Kin, right?
cockpick? Yeah. Dude, I remember you walked in. I was like, fucking, wow. And every time I see you, I'm like, dude, I met him. Like,
That's
I remember
great.
you walked in, and you were a fucking rock star. You walked in, you went to the back of the room, and then you walked the fuck out.
All right.
You stayed there for
Probably
like,
because you said hi to me and I said, let's get out of here. Fucking Robert over here. This guy's going to be problems. Red team, move in. Red team.
So, what do you? I mean, what's your plan, dude? Are you just gonna? Are you working until you're done?
Yeah, I did. There's a new thing in my show where I say, God, I've been doing this so long now. People ask me weird questions like, when are you going to retire? And I always say in the interview, I hope I make it through this interview. And it gets a laugh, and I just say, yeah, it could happen any second, but I don't have a plan. I've got 6 more years of the Luxor as far as contracted now. But who knows, in 5 or 6 years when they ask me if they do ask me if I want to continue, I'll see where I feel in 5, 6 years, but I don't think I have any plan on not. I don't know what I would do. When I get off for a week and I go to my house and go my boat and shit, that's about 3 days, and I'm like, okay, I got to go put on my sparkly shit and go on stage and do a show.
Do a show, yeah. It's like I feel the same way. I'll take a couple weeks off in the summer, and I'm at that end of that couple weeks. I'm like,
I realized that during COVID, I was like, I'm losing my mind. I can't not do anything.
Yeah.
And so
that's when I started following you, because you were on Instagram a lot.
Yeah, I was doing every day when I grew a beard, and fuck, it was great.
Because I think you were getting your outlet. A lot of us were getting our comedy
right, sure,
through
social
media, and that's when you were popping.
Yeah,
up
I was
all
doing
the
a whole
time.
bunch of them. Yeah,
I think I just stole your thing, by the way. Sorry about that.
I think you started popping up.
Dude, what if I took it and that was my thing?
Yeah.
I went on the Tonight Show.
Yeah.
I was like,
hey, what's up, fuckers? Yep.
You come to me. You took the
the
goofy
thing.
shit.
You took my hair. You took the snap.
Yeah, but I mean, like, what? Yeah, what are you gonna fucking do after this? I mean, and what are you
That's a
gonna do?
great
My question
question.
is, what are you gonna do with all your stuff?
It's
And
so
where
weird.
is your stuff?
It's so weird you asked me that, because I've got, like the George Carlin bit, I got stuff all over the place. I've got a warehouse here that's like literally
It's huge.
huge, full of like all the way back 30 years of props and comedy and stuff. I walk through sometimes like, man, that was a good one. Oh man. I've got my dressing room is loaded from to the head to the gills.
Yeah.
The guy from the Smashing Pumpkins last night, I was like, what the dude? This is a dressing room. I'm like, yeah, it's like 30 years of crap. You know what I mean? And it's like a little dorm. And then in Florida, I've got a lot of stuff in Florida, so I don't know. I don't know what I would do with everything. Someone just the other day said that, just
That's gonna
as a
be-
joke. I said,
Yeah.
when I die, and they say, yeah, if you die, what do we do with all your
I'll
stuff?
tell you what you do.
And I said,
Leave it.
I said,
Leave it.
I said,
Don't- yeah.
no, I told them that night. I said, leave it. And they said, where? I said, right where it's at.
Yeah, let it be the greatest storage war episode in the history of storage wars. Just bid 5,000, and then
Yeah,
open it
yeah.
up, be like, "Is this what I think it is?" And they go
It's a-
right to
it's a
commercial.
Bill Clinton podium. It was a podium with a Monica Lewinsky head would come up on a spring. I'd say, not now. And I did not have. I did that on Lennon when I got in a lot of trouble for it.
You did? Did they
Yeah.
cut it out?
Well, no. Here's what happened, and I love telling the story. So you go and rehearse, and I've been doing the show for 1,000. They love me there, and Jay's actually usually sitting there on his desk doing his work, and you come out, and it's kind of weird. There's 25 camera guys and crew and stuff, and you know how it is. It's kind of weird because you're supposed to do your act, but I love the rehearsal more than the show because it's just fucking with the camera crew and everything, right? So,
Yeah.
and I would just walk through it. Please back on that. And I said, I'm going to open with, boom, this is da-da-da. And I had it was a coffee cup that had like two Barbie legs, like this on the coffee cup. So when you drank it, it looked like the crotch.
Yeah.
So and it was a coffee cup for Ellen or something, just something horrible. And Jay's kind of over there. He looks that way. Ellen's a good friend of mine. I said, Ellen's a friend of mine too. I think we'll be fine. I think just turn you to a lesbian. I said, well, now I'm going to make a whole bunch. I was just going to piss off one person. I'm going to piss off a whole bunch of people. Why don't I just keep it down? Anyway.
Should
So
you
I
change
get
it to
down to
Rosie?
the closing. I get down to the closing bit, and it's like, man, it's the best bit. And it's the closer, and it's so strong. It's a podium. It's got the presidential seal on it, and it's got a buzzer, green and a red buzzer. And I would stand behind it. I would do my Clinton impression. I did not have sex with these women, and then you hit the I did not, and then I'd say I did, ding, and then this head I'd have my foot, and I just hit this pedal. And this beret with a Monica Lewinsky head would come up just enough to see the beret, and I said, "I did not yet," and it just destroys. I mean, and the whole camera guys are fucking. Everyone's going, "God damn, dude, that's great." So we get to right before the show, and they're getting makeup on and all that, and of course the lady that loves me the most is the practice and the standards and practice lady. She's just like, we know each other by name, so she comes walking in, she has her big clipboard. She's like, okay, you're not going to like me. I'm like, oh God, what? Well, you can do the thing. I'm like, I can do the Ellen Cup? She goes, yeah, you can do the thing. You do the job. So she's everything I did, she said, I don't, can you not do the whatever one? I said, if it's going to be, no, I said, can I do the podium? That's all I care about because that's my closer. Yeah. She goes, yeah. I said, I can. I'll take out whatever else. Just thank you for that. She goes, but you can't put her head down.
Oh yeah, because that's...
So I said, but it can come up. She goes, it can come up, but you can't use your hand and put it down.
Yeah. And
I'm like, all right. The laugh will probably still come with the head coming up, but there's a big second laugh when I go, not now.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I'm doing it live. I get to it, we got time for one more, and I go, I did it, but it's great. And the head pops up, and I'm like, don't fucking use your hand. So I use my elbow.
which is worse assault.
Worse assault. And I get done, and I just walk over, and she's like, I'm like, what? She goes, I'm in so much trouble. I said, no. She goes, why did you? I said, I had to have an ending. It didn't have an ending. I'm sorry. I never forget that. I always pushed the envelope a little bit on that one.
Yeah, the elbow's worse.
Yeah.
Just FYI.
There was one there was one that
that's like you don't want to touch her.
There was one that like that one that I was just like dumbfounded by, like things you can do and that can't do. So one was when gay marriage became a big deal in certain states, right? There's like 4 states that gay marriage was legal, and so of course I have to have a prop for this, So I've got a United States of America thing on a cardboard, and I said, hey, gay. There's 4 states now. Gay is legal. Gay marriage is legal. Here's a map to help you find out what states, and it had a picture of Ryan Seacrest on every state that had legal gay marriage, right? Now I know Ryan Seacrest, and I know he's not gay. He's just a friend of mine. And I thought everyone makes the reference. Like if they want to do a joke, they put in Carrot Top, and it gets a laugh.
Yeah.
So I thought Ryan Seacrest, that's funnier than putting Elton John, and so they were like, ugh. And I said, oh, that got it silly. And Jay's like, well, Ryan said, I did. And I said, well, I know Ryan. You won't bother you. No, I just want to, can you tell me like something else? And I said, okay. So we had like no time to make a new prop. And so I'm like, the prop guys, do you have like little, like dildos? And he's like, dildos? I'm like, like they sell these little rubber dildos on springs. He's like, I don't know. We can send our runner down. So he's like, Susie, will you go see if what is it again? And I said, it's a little dildo.
Why do they have dildos on springs?
Well, they have they had time, like 2 hours to go down to
somewhere.
Someone,
the dildo and spring shop.
On spring shop. Dildo and spring shop. That's right. You know about that. That was great.
Yeah.
And everything you want. Every
I have a
dildo
punch
springs.
Card. One more dildo and spring, I get free.
So I glued them on the thing instead of that, and they're going like this. And I'm thinking, here I am on NBC doing this joke with these dildos bouncing.
Yeah.
That was way worse than just a picture of fucking Ryan Seacrest. And that was fine. The dildos are fine. We're good. Scott, you're clear.
It doesn't make sense. I remember Patrice O'Neill, the great Patrice O'Neill. He was on Tough Crowd back in the day. And he had a joke about the DC sniper. I've told this before, but it was, how it was a white man, all the news, white man, and in his 30s, and, balding, glasses, and blah, blah, blah. And then he goes, and then we found out it was a N-word and a Buick.
Oh, God.
And they were like, you can't say Buick. they beeped.
Oh, God.
Literally, they beeped.
Out the Buick. You can't
on the show, they beeped out Buick because it wasn't a sponsor.
It wasn't a sponsor.
And they left
How
the N-word.
great is that?
How
great is that? Like, man, that is brilliant. That's brilliant. You can't say Buick.
It doesn't make sense.
I got in trouble for that, by the way. Similar, not saying that, but right. I got thrown off Fox for. I think I might still be not banned from Fox. It's called the Billboard Music Awards. They have it every year, and I used to always be on it. I was always on it. And me and Chris Rock were on it one time, and we both came out. Please welcome Carrot Top Chris Rock. We come out, and he does his old top, man. Carrot Top, man. What would it be like you? And then he says, do some of your shit. And I pulled out whatever I had, and we rehearsed it. And the guy was like, man, that's great. Live show, full. It's at the arena, and I'm talking maybe 20 minutes before we go on. This guy that I've known for 1,000, he's the producer. It was two of these guys, and this guy runs over. He's like, I need you guys to add time. We need to add could you add a minute? So I said, yeah. And Chris is like, what do you want? I said, hey, just can you do 2 more props? And I said, well, that's all I just brought these. He goes, well, can you get more? And I looked, my assistant Eric is standing right there. I said, Eric, go grab, and remember, it's got to be TV clean.
Yeah.
So I said, go grab the thing and the toilet seat and the thing. He goes, great. It's TV really squeaky clean. Do it, boom, live. And he looks, he's like, you got the time? And I do. It's a seat. It's a toilet seat that has a seat belt on it. So when you eat a taco, now they had about 20 toilet seats. It was like a whole bunch of them. But this was the big ending one, so I said I didn't have time to do both. I think I did the one with that lit up so guys don't pee on it, which now they sell at Home Depot.
I have one.
So I had here's a seat belt. Here's a toilet seat with a seat belt. So when you eat a Taco Bell, you can strap in. I click it in, and I was like, and it does, that makes that dong or whatever run for the border.
Yeah.
And I think we had the Taco Bell sound effect, and I said, Houston, we have a problem, and then bong, fucking crowd loves it. I mean, loves it, going crazy. Chris Rock and I high five. We come off, and this guy's running at me, like running right at me, and I'm thinking he's gonna high five me and say, "Fuck yeah!" Uh-huh. He goes, "You didn't say Taco Bell, did you?" And I was like, "What?" He's like, "You didn't say Taco Bell. Was that fucking Taco Bell? You didn't say Taco Bell, did you?" I said, "The seatbelt for Taco Bell." He goes, "Fuck, he did," and they're all just like literally go to the New York live feed, cut the. So. They banned me from ever doing because I gave them more time and it was a clean joke. They didn't. How was it my job to know what sponsors was Taco Bell was one of the sponsors?
Yeah,
I'm a fucking comic. I'm not producing the show. Your job was to know that I shouldn't. You talk to me. Are you going to talk about Taco Bell and anything?
Yeah, you should.
We don't know.
Listen, dude. I can't tell you how fucking great. When he said that, you said, "Yeah, dude." I love how humble.
He was reluctant. I
know, dude. I know. I know when you walked in and you actually were like, we fucked up. As soon as you saw Danny's face, you're like, "What?" You looked at her and she went, "I'm sorry." He sounded different
Nice.
on the phone. And then you walked in, you're like, "Wait, this isn't."
What the hell? You tricked me.
This isn't Bert Kreischer.
This is yeah. Wait a minute, misdirection.
Dude, I don't want to help him more than he's helping me. But listen, dude, I'm so excited when he said you're going to come in.
Yeah, thank
everybody
you.
I told, all the comics, I'm like, we're going to. I got carried up on YKWD.
Yeah,
they were like, "That's fucking awesome." Everybody here loves you.
Thank
all
you,
the
bud.
comics here love you.
Thank you,
I
man.
would love it. You come down if you want to. I know you got busy. I know you go home or whatever. The fest is for tonight, tomorrow.
Yeah,
Sunday.
A lot of my friends are
Sunday night.
playing.
What's the band playing? Insane
Insane
Clown
Clown
Posse.
Posse, yeah.
It's gonna be here. They're doing. They're singing. They're
That's
doing the
great.
comedy jam.
Yeah.
It's a fucking blast, dude. If you and your friends and your publicists want to come back, I can get you passes so you can just come and hang out. And you can say yes, I'm gonna do it. I'll definitely come down. Is there anybody that can stop coming in? What the fuck, Paco? It's all right. Don't worry about it. That's Paco.
Thank God he saved us. Thank you for coming in. We're trying to get out.
He's Joe Coy's cousin, by the way.
Are you really?
No, he's not. But
He could be.
I got a couple questions for you, and then we'll let you go.
Yeah. What the fuck was the hell last hour? There were questions.
But these are questions from the fans.
Oh.
So my
your
fans-
fans are my fans.
Well, my fans are your fans.
Okay, good job.
So absolutely,
Good job. Good answer.
They're very excited that
Good
you're
answer.
on. We got a couple questions
Yeah.
for you, and then so there you go. Of course, Luxor, Carrot Top. He's one of the shows to see in Vegas. If you're gonna go see something in Vegas, you go see him. He's a legend.
Thank you.
A legend.
It means
dude.
you're old, but thank you.
No, you're not old, dude. You are a legend, and I'm so glad you're still doing it. Fresh. You fucking look fantastic, and you're one of the
We're
nicest.
gonna win this whole thing.
You're one of the nicest guys in the business. I see that from your Instagram. I see the stuff you've
thank you.
done, and I'm so glad I got
Appreciate
to
it.
meet you in my lifetime. And I'm
Thank
glad
you.
that we're friends now.
Yeah.
Right?
Thank you. Yes, of course we are. Jim, we've always been friends.